Well, hello! It's another lost model finder, this time from a ViFly, who seem to have stolen my little tagline. Never you lose your drone again. That's my thing, but not trademarked. Anyway, if we open up the little box, we'll find a little box inside. A nice little plastic case with the ViFly web address and stuff. Opening that up, we have one small cable tie, one little wiring loom with a connector on one side and 3 pins, well, 3 wires ready to solder on the other. In this little bag is the actual finder itself. And I have to say, just looking at it, in comparison to others, it looks slightly bigger, and I think they've beefed up the actual beeper size. We'll have a quick comparison in a second. But yeah, it's got the connector there, it's got the LiPo battery underneath, the nice big buzzer there, and it's got this little button for doing things. And lastly, in the box, you've got this set of instructions. Broadly speaking, this does the same function as the Hellgate style buzzer, which I just so happen to have installed on this quad. I will do a close-up between the two, but yeah, that beeper is significantly bigger, so I would expect louder. I don't think I've got a way of measuring noise as such, because what happens when you record in a microphone, it kind of compresses it so it doesn't clip the audio. But let me see if I can try and get a good clear noise of the Hellgate, because what I'm going to do is basically desolder the Hellgate and put this one in its place to see how it all works, because essentially the wiring's the same and the function is much the same. So when you plug this into Betaflight, you've got two options. If you've just got a single buzzer connection on your flight controller, you would go 5-volt ground and buzzer. If you've got buzzer minus, buzzer plus, you would go ground, buzzer minus, buzzer plus. And it's laid out in the instructions as well, so it's pretty simple. It will operate completely like a Betaflight. It will beep when you set the beep to alarm. It will beep when you change modes and stuff. But crucially, when you take the power away, it will sort of do its little chirpy thing for 30 seconds and then start alarming. So obviously, if you unplug the battery, normally you have to do one of ways to disarm it. One is to plug the battery back in and release it, another is to hold in the button. But we'll come to that when you get it installed. So first thing to do is let's take the Hellgate off here, have a quick compare on the size, because I think that'd be quite interesting, install it in, and let's see if we can lose this thing, or hopefully not. So just before installing the ViFly, I went ahead and took a couple of pictures of it next to the Hellgate so you can see the size difference. It's quite a bit bigger. I also found an app on my phone that would measure the dB level. Now I don't know how accurate it is, but at least you can have a comparison between this and the ViFly. So this is the Hellgate buzzer going off, and you can see it peaks about 82.5 dB. Right, so we've got the ViFly beeper installed there. It's quite large, but this quad's sort of walled, so it's quite hard to fit in. Anyway, I've put this on by a sticky, and there's a little cable tie around it. It's like a lot of these types of buzzers. I'm going to call this the Hellgate style of buzzer. You got basically buzzer minus, 5-volt, and ground. And that's, I already had the existing wiring in there from the Hellgate, so that was very easy to put in. But so a couple of demos. Let's plug in first. So the things to note, first off, just like the Hellgate, it acts like a regular buzzer. So if I change modes, if I can move it far enough away, if I change modes, we get a little beep, beeper mode. Sounds like that. So that's all normal. So the obvious exciting thing happens when I unplug it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check how loud it is by using my decibel app on my phone to see how it works. And then I can show you exactly how you disarm it. Now, disarming, you've got two methods. There is a button, and the button is in there, and I can't really get it in this quad. And you'd hold it in for a couple of seconds and that would do it. Otherwise you plug the battery in for 3 to 6 seconds and that disarms it. So every time you unplug, you get a 30-second warning where it beeps quietly like this before it goes off. So if you plug back in, and if we unplug again after about 3 seconds, we should get this triple beep, and that will mean it's disarmed. So the triple beep means it's now off. So let's turn it on again. And this is my decibel program we used before. I'm going to pop that about there, and I'm going to unplug. Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to the field where we've got this quad with no props on and the ViFly buzzer at the back. Now the ViFly I can't just leave and expect it to go off. The battery needs to come out for it to sound. So this is what I've got. Young Sophie here, she's going to be my hider. She's going to go out, put this somewhere in the field. We've decided to go over this way because there were people behind us doing stuff. And she's going to unplug it, come back to me, and then I'm going to try and find it. Hopefully, this is supposed to be very loud. It shouldn't take a long period of time, but let's plug this in, and then Sophie's going to wander off with the camera and do it.
Hello everyone! Back with another one of these videos where I get to hide things. Yay! So my dad is over there, and I'm going to put somewhere in this maze of leaves. Okay, I've unplugged it, so something will start to happen now, hopefully. Okay. Oh god, I hope you can't hear that, it's actually really loud. Shut up! Hello!
Hello. Oh, there's other people
There's
here.
people. I think they can hear it.
I think I can hear it.
Yeah.
So Sophie's just got back. Hello. And I think I can hear it already from over there. So let's march off and find out. Well, we're back here and heading out, and I don't know if it's picking up on the microphone, but I can already hear a beep. Sounded like it was coming from...
You know what, that's just a bird.
that direction. Yeah.
That's
Just trying to fool me.
just a bird.
Oh my goodness, that is... It's pretty loud, although it's a single tone, which makes it slightly harder to pick out than other tones, I have to say. There it is.
No, that's not yours.
Okay, so disable. You need to plug in for about, what was it? Something like 3 to 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then when that beep 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 means it's disarmed. So yeah, that was pretty easy to find because it was very loud and there's not a lot of wind. But could you hear it all the way, Soph?
Yeah.
You should have gone a bit further.
I know.
Do you want to do another one?
Yes, please.
So we've decided that was too easy because I could hear it from where I was. I was over there, which is not a small distance, and it was, you know, it was round the corner, down some trees, but it's a loud beeper, so I could hear it from here. So Sophie here is going to travel out a bit further, do it again, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, so that was a huge fail. I need to go much, much further. And there are also people coming up this kind of track thing. So I need to put it away from the people so it doesn't look like there's a bomb in the bush. Yeah, that's a perfect spot right there. Okay. I've unplugged it. Oh god, that was a bee. And I'm gonna put it there. So, oh my god, just so you know, I can't even see my dad right now. He's somewhere in that section. I don't really know. He did say far, but it's actually still really, really loud. Like, it's all the way over there, and I can still hear it.
Okay, Sophie's back. We've only got one bar left on the camera, so let's hope we find it quickly. And has placed it further away. I don't hear any beeping, which is a good sign, so we can go and try and find it, basically. So I'll walk along in the middle of the field and see what happens. As per usual, what we do have in the field is a load of birds squawking and squeaking and chirping. Sometimes really disguises the sound of a beeper. That's why I like a beeper that does several tones a bit better, but this is at least loud, so let's carry on, keep it alright. Ears peeled? Ears peeled. Ears opened. We're about midfield. Can't hear anything yet. Sophie's done a good job here. We'd also like to point out that t-shirts are of course available in many sizes. So Sophie can hear it. There's a difference between young ears and old ears. They can actually, they've done this thing where they put these little sirens on that go at a certain frequency which wind up young people, but old people can't hear it.
Yanni and Laurel.
So yeah, you might want to take someone young with you to find beepers, because I can't hear anything. I can't tell if I'm imagining a beep.
Can you really not hear that?
No, I might. The trouble is I start convincing myself I can hear something. If I can, it's coming from directly this direction.
Tell me you can hear that.
I can hear it. It's coming from that direction, approximately. I can't quite tell if it's beyond those bushes or before it, but let's just carry on the way we go. It's possible you people at home have heard this for a while, although this microphone tends to cut off high frequencies. Sophie's been able to hear it forever. About here-ish. The wind can blow the sound around, so it sounded like it was there, then here. This is about the midpoint, so we'll try here for starters. Aha!
Yay!
We have it. So there you go, that's our testing of the ViFly buzzer. Pretty loud, certainly easy to pick up, although the wind can blow the sort of the buzzer sound around, but all you have to do is sort of walk the midfield, see what you can get, and then walk a bit further back the other way and just go up and down and you will get it. Well, there you go, it worked quite well, didn't it? Very loud and pretty easy to pinpoint when you get a bit closer, although the wind can sort of blow the sound around, which is really strange. What I'm liking about all these buzzers coming out is previously it was a strange thing. Now there's more and more buzzers. Basically, just get something on your quad that can work when a battery ejects. I'm still getting the odd email from people saying, "Oh, I lost my quad. I'll have to get one of these buzzers." Get the buzzer beforehand and you won't lose it. Basically, the reason I'm doing all of these is because I'm very keen that people don't put all the effort and stress into building them and flying them and getting to grips with them, and then they go and lose them and they can't find them. And sometimes it's it's in the field somewhere and you just can't find it because it's long grass or it's a bush or something and it's gone forever, which is a real shame. It was nice and loud. It was about 10 dB louder according to my app. I don't know how good these apps are, but as a comparison it came up louder than the Hellgate. I mean, the Hellgate works in quite a different way. It is smaller, it's aiming to go days of types of beeping, while the ViFly goes for about 6 hours. 6 hours of pretty loudness. I mean, Sophie was walking away from it a long way and she could still hear it, and she was scared I was going to hear it all the way over to where I was standing. Price is pretty good here too, from the ViFly website, up just under $15 a piece, and there'll be of course a link down below. I also noticed they were popping up in the UK from sellers around about the £11 to £12 mark, which is really pretty good. Obviously, one of the things with this type of buzzer is you have to install it in a single craft because you solder it onto the board and you can't move it around. Now, If you haven't got sort of 20 quads like me, that's not a problem. You'll have 1 or 2 quads and it becomes not too cost prohibitive to put these types of buzzers on. For me, I do like to move things around because I fly so many, but as far as this type of buzzer go, it's really good. Now, one really nice thing about ViFly is, of course, ViFly makes quads as well. And I know many people were really wowed by the X150 and 130 they brought out. Because they are a manufacturer, in upcoming quads you are quite likely to see this pre-installed, which is really cool, and I can't think of any other beeper manufacturer that's also building quads, and that's really nice, because although these are easy to install, there's 3 wires to solder. I know there's a whole bunch of guys that are very much sort of, you know, the ready to fly brigade that are a little scared by the fact of having to solder on because they just haven't gone down that path. So that's a good advantage. If I was to nitpick, and because there's more than a few types of buzzers now, I feel I would like to see a sort of a different tone to the beep, or a changing tone rather than just the classic beep beep beep. Only because it's much more easier to hear in the field, but this is pretty loud and you can hear it quite nicely. So good stuff there. This has been the ViFly Finder. You will find links to the product, of course, down below, and I hope that was helpful. I will catch you next video. Bye for now. Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.